The problem is that people are always looking for a better and user-friendly way to do photo editing. Important components for photo editing include parameter adjustment. The existing technologies for the adjustment are either too professional and complicated or too elementary. Our key technical component, which is various filters, can solve this problem by providing different combinations of parameters for the photo.
So I have experience with both. I've used VSCOOOL for 7 years now, and Photoshop for at least three. Yeah, so I mean, I've had like a bit of experience using both softwares. I mean, especially for the non-professionals and those people who want to kind of use platforms that are very simple. VSEO provides them that affordance to use their software because it's like free to download, and then they also have like already made presets that users can actually adjust to their preference without doing the extra work that you have to do on Photoshop, because Photoshop allows you to kind of use your own ingenuity or understanding what light and photo editing is, to be able to kind of put any extra efforts on your photos. So for someone who has used VSCO for a while, I'll say like the pros of VSCO, especially since they keep updating their software at least once in every 6 months. The pros would be being able to kind of edit photos to your taste, kind of having like a standard preset that you can like apply across all your photos at the same time. But then it has its own problems because it doesn't allow you have that flexibility. You don't have like the curves that allow you adjust your photos to either gray, warmer tones, which like you have on Photoshop. And at the same time, you can't like edit like heavy pictures, like raw images. You can do at least a maximum of 4 photos on the software, but once it exceeds 4 photos, the software will crash. And you that isn't something you find on Photoshop. In Photoshop, you kind of have um, like you could actually upload like high resolution images with high gigabytes or megabytes, and then you can actually adjust them. And also, I think I would want to say that the cons of Photoshop is that people have to have an experience using like Adobe Suite to be able to use the software. It's not like for non-professionals. So people who want to kind of really know or go into photography really have to know how to use the Photoshop software. It's not easy as VSCO. So professional organizations would not say, do you have experience in using VSCO? They will tell you, do you have experience using like an Adobe software, which is like Photoshop or Illustrator? And they won't tell you, do you have an experience using VSCO? So I don't really think the competition is that steep. The only thing I would really say is that for people who are probably lifestyle bloggers or those who are in the fashion industry, they don't have like that they don't need the requirement to use Photoshop, which they needed before. So we had a time where the only way you could edit your photos was if you had like a Photoshop software, and that is not the case right now because of programs like VSCO.